Yo, villains! If you're anything like me and you're always pressed for time, yet you want to maintain a healthy fitness lifestyle, you know that meal prep is your number one ally. That's why I'm proud to introduce you to Factor. Factor is a weekly meal prep service that focuses on flavor first. Ready in just 2 minutes? You know I had to hop on that joint right there. I was extremely excited when the FedEx drone dropped off the product because I know that these meals are fresh, never frozen. And they have endless plans you can tailor to your needs. They have the vegan and veggie. They have the keto, calorie smart. And the joint that I hopped on was the protein plus. Because you know I'm trying to build muscle and maintain muscle while doing a ton of cardio. Some of the meals I'm gonna get in the future include salmon burgers and bison sausage. I opted for more poultry and seafood this go round, so some of the meals I couldn't wait for was the Alabama style white barbecue chicken and the smoked Gouda macaroni and shredded beef. So head on over to factor75.com or click the link below and use code TOPBILLINFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for an entire year. I had to go with that smoked Gouda macaroni and shredded beef with Parmesan buttered green beans, 40 grams of carbs. That's going to fuel my cardio today. Remember, promo code TOPBILLINFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. And don't just take my word for it. Your boy is all in. Let's go.
What more can I say?
Top Billin. Yo, villains! Man, I have to ask the question now, right? I know what the answer is going to be for most people, but does Christian Haynes change the scope of Seattle's offense, right? Would he tie it all together to where his presence over one Anthony Bradford would level up Seattle's offense, which we know doesn't have to do much, and that team as a whole can be very successful, right? So, with that being said, I'm going to couch this right here. This is a small sample size. We've been through this time and time again with players who come in with small sample sizes. I was under the impression, or my analysis stated before anybody thought it was popular, that Christian Haynes was not better than Anthony Bradford. I said that before, and it held up true because they ended up replacing him with like 150 different players, and now he's back. However, I saw a couple of things from Christian Haynes that I really liked in this particular game. Now, there was only 14 offensive snaps, and obviously they were winning the game pretty handedly. So the first thing I want to note was him playing center. This is something that I said last year. I was like, I wonder if this guy's better suited as a center than being a guard. Meaning his body type and everything to me fits more with a center. But obviously center is backlogged, right? There's a jam there for sure. And just something to look for in the future. But if you see with this rep right here, I really like this rep. You see him with Drew Lock here. Ghost motion there. Boom. Look at him turning and angling. But look at the ability or the wherewithal and want to continue to work, right? Searching for work, right? All temp agency team right here on this particular rep at least anyway. Turns and angles. Right, continues to drive, really muddying up the waters right there, continuing to work right there, being physical. I wondered about his physicality in his first stint being able to play there. That's the difference I saw between him and Anthony Bradford. He's a better athlete, and it depends on what you want, right? If we're talking about the run game, I still think Anthony Bradford might have a leg up in that. In the passing game, I'm not sure on either one of them, but Christian Haynes did have a good truncated game. Even though it was a truncated sample size, he got to go against a couple of dudes who were good as shit. One being Javon Hargrave and the other being Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, that's your assignment when you come in. You could definitely look really bad, and I thought Christian Haynes looked really good with this one. Check this out right here. This will show you the hustle. This is what I like about this right here. He's unable to cross face, but he continues to hustle and slows Javon Hargrave down to where Hargrave can't really get in on the play there. Right? If he had felt like he was defeated, right? Hargrave really quick off the snap right here. You can see they're kind of in a 50-50 exchange situation right here. And you can see him continuing to work, right? Almost like the piano right there. Good job by Gray Zabel right here, sealing back off. But then you got Haynes there, right, having to take kind of lateral steps to be able to stay, right? When I move, you move. Just like that? Yeah, just like that. Look at him right there. Then he finally has to kind of uncover Javon is out in front of him. But by that time, he already slowed Javon up enough to where Charbonnet can then find that organic cutback crease, right? Actually, he stays and presses it front side as well. Nice. You think I'm playing? Jonathan Allen is that bull. Watch what he does to Gray Zabel right here. Bang. Walks him. Damn. Gets him turned off perpendicular. Look at this. Gets up under him. Damn, he lifted him off this earth, spaced him, and then boom, astronauted his ass, and then continued to work Jerry Sable had to just pretty much pull the ripcord right there. So Jonathan Allen ain't nobody to play with. Damn, then he almost got Darnold. Now this may look like a combo block, but this is essentially mono because I believe Oluwatimi just gets his hand caught in the cookie jar here. This is one-on-one, and look at this. Bang. And look at the leg drop, continuing to work, going against Jonathan Allen. Oh, man. Even Jonathan Allen probably had to give him some credit right there. Like, okay, young fella, okay. Look at it. Look at the respect right there. Okay, young fella, I see you battling. Jonathan Allen, a vet, and was been a very good player in this league. Bang, with the Washington Commanders. Look at that right there. Oluwatimi, he's trying to climb him up to the second level, but his hand got stuck in there. So he couldn't he couldn't vacate the premise. Look, he's having to just reach with his hand because his hand is with his left arm because his hand is stuck in there, right? Arm all stuck up in between the action there. But I want you to look at the leg drive and the bend and all that right there. This is good work by Christian Haynes. Good work there, but unfortunately the run goes nowhere. All right, that's just that's happening, man. This is a poor scheme anyway, right? You got about 25 people in the box, man. Just call it off or just run a dive play. You can't try to get to the outside here if you're Charbonnet. Got too many people crashing that are just unblocked defenders there, but ain't had nothing to do with Christian Haynes here. I feel like Oluwatimi and Christian Haynes work very well together. Like they're on the same type of time. They have very good chemistry when they're in there together. You can see them both, right, slide off on your boy Javon Hargrave here. You get Oluwatimi with a combo and a climb, and then you'll get Christian Haynes crossing face and kind of sealing. So they combo that up and then seal it off. This is really good work right here. Bang, look at that, working in tandem right there. And you can see where this could go, right? Rashisha, he has all kind of room to run right here, man. This is what you want to see if you're the Seattle Seahawks, man. They need more of this, and they need probably more of Rashid Shaheed to be out there. Good Lord, he's flying. You can tell when somebody can run. They look fast even on film. Rashid Shaheed can straight up run. Putting him out there and letting him work kind of a strong side counter here, I like that shit right there. Look at Haynes right here doing the Watusi and shit. Is that what that joint is called? The Watusi. Look at this. Bang, get out there. Look at the athleticism. Oh, man, who's this? Collar up. Collar up doing his job, too. That's how you run a man to the concession stand, right? He ain't want to go to the concession stand, but, hey, it's like a little kid. I don't want to eat, Mom. Get to that damn concession stand and eat. Bang. And then he got banged out by Gray Zabel in his back right there. Look at this. That was a good play, man. I want to see more of that. Here you go. Work smarter, not harder. Immediately cross face and then seal. This is what you want to see from Christian Haynes right here. Thinking the game through. Cross face, seals, continue the leg drive. Jonathan Allen not there for anything. No doubt about that. Go back to it. Get out, right? You see the in concert with the zone steps. They're working that stretch. And Charbonnet's able to keep it front side here, play side here. Everybody's doing work right there. I like this. Look at that. Sealed off. Helping out Abe Lucas right here. That's good shit. And then you leave that backside defender unblocked. There's no way he'll be able to get to Charbonnet, who's pressing that bad boy play side. Able to keep it all the way pressed play side, then come out that's nasty. That is nasty. Maybe Christian Haynes just needed to mature at the position. He needed to be sat down. Because he definitely looks good in these reps here. Tyron Ingram-Dawkins working with a reduction here, and then you can see your man come and take him and just pretty much manhandle him, right? I like to see Christian Haynes with the physicality because that definitely was mentioned in his game. Look at that, continuing to work right there. Still on it. To this day, he might still be on Tyron Ingram-Dawkins. What are we doing here? Look at that. Bang. Look at the physicality right there. One more time, man. Bang. Right, meet that right there, and you can see them both. That's good work. That's good work on both of them. But Christian Haynes looking strong, because I know Ingram Dawkins is strong, right? Look at that. Continue, got him hemmed up by his shirt lapel and everything. The foot energy. Remember, I took the foot energy to base whip. Foot energy to base whip. Foot energy. You keep continuing to do that right there, you're going to have you something. And Ingram Dawkins is stuck. Right? Stuck, keeping the man in the club, right? That's different right there. Now, you can't leave this club. You stay in here till the police get here. He did that right there. He did one of them numbers on it. This play irked me from a football standpoint. I just don't understand Anthony Bradford allowing the closest vertical threat to be able to get through the line this easily. I would think that you would come here, grab him, and then allow the guy who's coming from a little bit further back to be the free hitter, right? The unmarked car. Well, look at this. How is that supposed to work? Sam Darnold did a good job of detaching from that, right? This is some poor. They had a whole bunch of both sides of the right. Both teams had some poor blocking decisions on this one. Because you can see right here, what is this? It becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this six? It's just a 6-man front, right? So that's essentially 1-on-1. And you still leave somebody on the clock. Why do you have to have 2 people on 1, right? Why does this have to happen, right? There you go. There's 2-on-1 right here. If anything, maybe you could say that Oluwatimi will slide out there, but let me see. 1, yeah. Between these two right here, something happened between this, right? You gotta get this down, right? Because if you think about it, then if it's Oluwatimi, Bradford, Lucas, and then your dump off here, which would grab Zabel, Cross, and leave Barner out here with Van Ginkel. So that's a miscommunication. I can't totally put that on Bradford. We don't know exactly what's going on as far as the assignments go there, but yeah, that's terrible. But if they were going to leave somebody unblocked, it should not be the vertical pursuit defender who's closest to the damn quarterback. Now, is this the adjustment, right? You get that double A gap pressure right here, right? Or at least the bluff of it, right? Oh, my man right here looking like the ghost of Anthony Barr. That shit is scary, right? He looks just like Anthony Barr with that number 55 in that uniform. But you can see right here, instead of allowing the immediate pressure guy to get there, Christian Haynes takes care of that and then leaves it up to Sam Darnold to get what amounts to the free rusher here, because Lucas is on the fan out right here against Van Ginkel. So to me, that's how it should go. And it's on the quarterback, of course. And it's on the quarterback, of course, to make the best decision, and Sam Darnold didn't look like he did that right there. They're going to have to clean that up. That's actually very scary. Too much shit can go wrong with this, with these leaving these unblocked defenders like this. I wonder if they should just audible out of it and run the ball. There's got to be something better than this, or they have to have some type of legitimate replace right here. How's he not throwing this shit hot? He pumping. Come on. Woo-wee. Yeah, definitely, man. Bring somebody in. If you see it or whatever, maybe bring somebody in like a Jackson Smith and Jigwa. Bring him in tight and then replace that John. So, yeah, I don't know.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.